What's up? Welcome to your tarot card reading. This reading is going to be timeless, so whenever it comes to you or whenever you come to it, if the events resonate, then you're going to know that it's meant for you at this time. It should come to you at the right time, not the wrong time. Don't force anything to fit that doesn't. Usually the majority of the information will pertain to you. Some of it may be meant for other people, but if the reading is resonant, it should be most of the reading. Besides that, be sure to subscribe, like the video if you enjoy what I'm able to get for you, and check out the extended. That'll be in the description box below. I changed the format to my extended. You guys seem to really like it. So basically, I will ask really deep questions based on the content in the main reading. And you can see what questions I'm asking in that extended in the description box of the extended to see if you want to see those answers to those questions, if they're relevant to you or not. Let's go ahead and begin. This will be bookmarked in the navigation bar to the different sections of this reading. But just starting, I want to take a look at, with this deck, people around you. So this could likely resonate with love, but it could be other situations with people as well. So let's see what's coming out for you guys at this time. We got the Knight of Cups, Strength, and the Ace of Wands. I will not be editing the overhead video for this particular reading. It's going to be you and I face to face for this one. So definitely, Two of Cups, but the Seven of Swords. Now, I know a lot of you guys might be kind of afraid of getting the Seven of Swords with some of the other cards that came out, because they're very positive cards that came out, right? So let's talk about this. We'll put this aside for a second. Knight of Cups with Strength and the Ace of Wands is definitely showing me somebody coming into your field with an offer of love. To make that sound more normal, it feels like you're going to be approached, or you're going to find somebody who's really interested in you. You're showing up as strength in your energy. So I feel like for those of you that this will resonate with, you are at a place of stability. You're at a place of pride, but it's not unhealthy pride. You're like proud of who you are, proud of where you are, proud of a certain accomplishment, maybe of how you look. But maybe more than pride, the word should be comfortable or accepting of yourself, of where you are. But there's this really nice, stable feeling coming from you. And that is, I feel, what is creating the magnetism for a specific instance, entity, person to approach you. This person's shown as the Knight of Cups. Clarifying that a little bit more, we get the Ten of Cups. We get the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun. They really like you. I don't know how else to put it. There's somebody really interested in you that you're pulling in energetically at this time. They could be a water sign. We could be looking at Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I also don't know why I want to say Capricorn as well. Could be Capricorn there. But don't go hunting for particulars in this person's sign. I mean, if it happens, it happens. Now, the Ace of Wands coming into the situation, this kind of shows me that it hasn't happened yet. So it's likely to be happening soon. It's like, I saw this video of an earthquake in Japan, and the ripple effect of the waves becoming a tsunami all the way across the globe. That's a bit dark. Not dark, though, is your transformation, right? Showed by Strength. It created a ripple effect, and the energy behind it became so much bigger than you realized. This energy of your transformation. And what this did is it got bigger and bigger and bigger, more magnetic, more magnetic, more magnetic. And now there's this huge pool that you may have created, and you're going to start seeing somebody come in your love life that's going to match that pool of your magnetism, right? But it's almost like, and it's kind of weird because in the Strength card, you can kind of see these little ripples. You can kind of see that kind of wave that I'm talking about. So it's all very cool, very synchronistic. So realize that those of you that have been feeling yourself or reaching your stability, hitting your goals, or starting to feel this kind of contentment, not this back and forth of polarities. That's your energy. And your energy is having an effect in the real or astral world. There's going to be people coming in that are going to match that. Now, those of you that are still struggling, or you feel like you're struggling, really ask yourself, am I struggling? You may be more conscious, you may be more stable, I want to say, than you realize that you are. And in fact, if you've been asking this question to yourself before coming into the video, this might be a confirmation for some of you. Have I been healing? Or have I reached my stability? Am I doing a good job? Those are questions that you can only ask when you're like conscious and like in a good spot, you know? So use that as your own confirmation. This person coming in, there's a feeling of longevity into the potential relationship that this can create. I don't know why the Seven of Swords is there. That's the liar card, right? That's what we usually think it is. Getting away with something, running away from something. Clarifying your energy is strength. We'll get to the other stuff in a second. The Lovers and Death. Whoa. So you've had a total transformation with the area of your heart chakra, all this kind of stuff. Like really your energy is quite different now for the person coming in. And you really need to know that there's been a shift, that there's been a transformation. So you could really take center stage in your own life and enjoy where you are and like let go of some burdens that you might still have. But death is showing this huge shift. You know, this could be a really like toxic like way of being or way of being in love. Could have been a horrible relationship that you finally got over. I'm seeing like skin being shed, all that kind of stuff. And the Lovers is showing that this is directly affecting your energy of balance and your energy of love. So now it's showing that your energy is ready to bring someone in, and you're going to see that reflected in this person who you've either just met or that's coming into your life soon. Ace of Wands is showing me that this is an opportunity that you can either take or not. It's up to you. Some of you may pass on it for whatever reason, or you may not even believe it when it comes in, so you don't act on it, something like that. I feel like when the Ace of Wands comes in, it's something that you kind of need to act on. There's a lot of reasons you might not. Just because you're in a good place doesn't mean that you won't struggle with like fear or like your old struggles of shadow. It's all still there. You're just more conscious of it. So potentially this relationship that you're experiencing or this love coming in can still challenge your old struggles. It's up to you to handle it differently though, with your new consciousness. So going down to the bottom, we pulled these two guys. It's a little weird, isn't it? My first thought really was not something negative. It's that this is coming in quickly. This is coming in unexpected. You're not going to see this. You're not going to be able to plan for this. It's like one day you're in one reality. The next day someone comes in and blows your mind. And that's exactly what I feel about this connection. It's just like mind-blowingly quick, sudden, and out of nowhere when you least expect it. Clarifying the Seven of Swords. We get the Knight of Swords, the King of Cups. Again, I feel like a water sign here. So this is somebody that may actually know you previously, because I kind of get the feeling that they've been thinking about it, but they've been kind of sleeping on it too. They haven't been acting, but you've been in their mind, or the moment of them coming forward has really been on their mind. But they haven't acted for, I don't know how long. I'm seeing 4, could be 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 days, 4 years. I don't know. I don't know why 4, maybe just from the Four of Swords, but it feels like it goes deeper than that. Something about the number 4. With the King of Cups, they're finally ready though. They weren't ready before. This is what, you know, what the hesitation that I'm getting from them is coming from. They just weren't in a space to come forward. But this person's coming to you, and it's happening quickly in the matter of seconds or days. It's just like a shift in reality with this person. I think for a lot of you, you do know who this person is. Like you've met them before. But for some of you, it'll be somebody totally new that just approaches you. But it feels like it's been on their mind for a while. All right. Some energy for the overall situation that I'm picking up on in love. Disillusion. That's your struggle, I feel like, a little bit there. Escape, observe, and hold. So escape coming in, I feel like that's relating quite a bit to the Seven of Swords. Also hold kind of looks like the Seven of Swords as well. This is giving like you've been kind of forced into some kind of disillusionment with your love life, with yourself, or with a specific person, and you've been kind of stuck there, forced to become some kind of observer, or forced to become present, forced to become conscious through a situation that I don't think you could escape from, that I don't think you could get out of. I'm just getting this feeling of like you're feeling quite stuck for a long time. And maybe it's disillusion that led you there, but it's also disillusion that was keeping you there. And I almost feel like you still won't believe that you can get out of that energy when this person comes through or when the opportunity arises. So it's almost like it's up to you to believe that something can be different or something can change. Energy for this person specifically, especially going into the Seven of Swords. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords for this person's energy coming in. What are we getting for them? We're getting home, chaos, embrace. Yeah, again, they're coming in with speed. It's very unexpected. And for some reason, this is a chaotic moment. There's an upheaval, a challenge, a scaredness, maybe on both ends. Someone's not ready still. Something like that is coming in. And yet it feels like home with this person, which is more like a soul type connection. So it's just, I just feel like there's this mind-blowing energy behind it where it's just so crazy and so out of nowhere. An archetype card for this love situation. Ooh, got the threshold just flying out of there. So the threshold shows that you're at the precipice, you're at the edge from one chapter into another. In order to go into that next chapter, you've got to take a leap of faith or just take a leap into something, into trying something new, into opening up to that person, or continuing opening up your heart energy so you become more magnetic, so you become more open. Some of you may just be a bit shut off due to that disillusionment. Some of you are in different stages of feeling kind of stuck still. And that pushes you into your power, which most of you are in, that I was picking up from that strength card. But some of you still might be kind of struggling in this kind of liminal space, or this kind of, this is chaotic energy, I feel like. But that's to push you into a better space. So you got to meet the challenge head on there. Where is it? The threshold. We cross thresholds continually, consciously and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. When this card arises, it signifies that the precipice you stand upon is not your typical one, however. You've arrived at a threshold of initiation, here to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. Threshold initiation means a part of you will be lost in order to make space for what's next. A metaphorical death must occur. Some may not recognize you, which you got the death card as well, which is what that represents. Some may not recognize you. You may struggle to recognize yourself. The ground seems to crumble as you free fall into your new reality. This is the liminal realm. These words are so synchronistic. I was literally saying these things. One step, dear friend. Just take that one necessary step toward the future that calls you. When light, growth, individuation, ease in the liminal. That's at the end, I feel like, of the chapter that you're at. When dark, which is more of feeling stuck in the middle, it's going to be like resisting, refusal to grow, barriers and boundaries. Go deeper, lie on the floor, it says, and listen to Bob Dylan's Standing in the Doorway. Now, if you feel stuck, like resistance is there, yeah, you have to just give in. When you feel stuck in situations like in your love life or just in general, when you feel frustrated, these are points of growth. They just break you down. It makes you feel like shit. It makes you feel horrible and stuck, and like no way is the correct way. You just have to face those feelings. There's really no way to articulate this well. You can't avoid it. You can easily avoid it and get out of it. You could replace these feelings with something good, like settling for someone who's kind of okay for you, I guess, or distracting yourself constantly. But you'll always find that there's going to be some kind of factor that pushes you back into some kind of internal conflict, some existential conflict, right? You just have to accept it and accept those feelings constantly and accept where you are constantly. And then you start to learn from it. And then it becomes easier. And then you become very strong and you've grown and you've become magnetic, right? Which is where I feel a lot of you are at now, or just being pushed to there. But that comes with this person who still seems to be quite catalytic. So there's still a lot that is happening within you, but it's just going to be happening with somebody in a less irritating way, a less emotionally charged way, if that makes sense. So for this section in the extended, you could check the description box of the extended to see what questions I will formulate and answer about this particular relationship. I'll try to focus a little bit more on what this person's feeling and thinking towards you, as well as just maybe more oracles, more advice, and some interesting stuff that we can dig at. So now we're going to move on to the next section of this reading, which is going to be spiritual messages for you. So this section should tie in nicely to where we kind of saw you with your love life at this really nice energy. This is just going to probably complement that in a deeper way. So from the Mirror Oracle, initiation and change are sticking out to me from the cut, which shows that basically now I feel like the next step is to create the change that you want, or to step into the next role. I believe that's a carnation in the honesty card. I'm not sure, but I do think that flower has significance here. Honesty. Let's get nurture and expression. You need to be expressing yourself, or whatever that might mean for you. But taking the necessary changes to express yourself in the adequate and correct way versus maybe shutting down because of other people or other influences, or maybe kind of changing what your truth or what your authenticity is because of something in society or somebody around you or anything like that. I feel like this current stage of life, or this current energy that I'm picking up on, is about you just being true to yourself and being honest with yourself, which is not always easy. There may be things that you're avoiding by not being honest with yourself, kind of a self-deceptive energy here. But you need to treat this current stage of life very tenderly, with a lot of care, a lot of compassion, and a lot of patience. You're growing something, and it's possibly something within you or something everywhere. But you have to be very conscious, and you have to be very honest in order to grow this, in order to go about this correctly, in order to make sure that you get to where you want to go, or that you become what you want to become. Pay attention to how you express yourself. And you're being asked to kind of look at how you express yourself now versus the past year, or versus 2 years ago. That's going to give you a good clue on how much you've changed and how much you've grown. Do it more. Express yourself more. Take a good look at your relationship to expression and how it represents things in your life, how it represents changes or the lack thereof. Do you have a good outlet of expression? Some of you don't. And you may just want to sit and journal, as a form of expression. You can be honest with yourself while journaling. Or can you? Do you have issues being honest with yourself, even when it's just you, listening and being the one talking? Good things to consider. What is it you're nurturing? We get card number 21 here. There's definitely something growing. This reminds me of the womb. This could be about the relationship that we picked up on in the love reading, or it could just be like your rebirth, your new chapter in life has started, and you need to look at you, yourself, your energy, all is in its infancy stages, right? So something new is coming out of all of this. But again, how do you treat this stage of life? How do you treat this new relationship? How do you treat yourself? Like you would a little baby. Parents can project their shadow upon children. Like it comes out, I think the shadow comes out the most in love, close connections, like within marriage, but also with children. So in this case, look at this new stage of life as open for whatever you want. If you've understood yourself to the point where you're not going to project your shadow anymore, you can nurture this with care, with presence, and with everything that it needs. But if you find yourself still with certain struggles, certain self-defeating behaviors, or things are still quite rough, take a step back and be like, okay, what part of my shadow is taking over that I'm not conscious of, right? That is keeping me from nurturing this person, this relationship, myself, all of the above, in the best way possible, in the most present way possible, and the most non-judgmental way possible. Bottom of the deck is action. Top of the deck is will. Very fiery type cards. And I feel like there's one kind of final step of taking that step back and taking a good look at how this chapter is starting. And then you like dive into something crazy. Dive into all these changes that are coming. Union. Things coming together. A balance of the light and the dark. A balance of the shadow and the conscious. A life partner. Even friends, connections, everything. The things that you want to come into balance will be coming into balance. You're entering a grounded stage in life and a magnetic stage. Banish a curse. Some kind of darkness was around you, holding you back. Of course, all this stuff comes from within, but you were able to banish that curse. I want to say knowledge. Through what you've learned, you were able to transmute energy. You did this all on your own. It wasn't anyone else that did it. Equilibrium. There's the cup of life, the Ace of Cups. Things are coming back into balance for you. For the first time. So it's like you began life imbalanced, and we're constantly in a struggle, in a battle, right? But now that's coming into just a much better time, I want to say. Good fortune at the top. And good luck at the bottom. It's amazing, right? Beautiful. Some of you that still might feel cursed, you can go to the witch doctor. Yeah, but nothing can affect you spiritually if you're in charge of yourself. Whose fucking evil eye, whose bad energy is going to affect your shit when you're in charge of yourself? Not gonna. Second time strength is coming out for you. Leo energy. Could be a lot of Leos relating to this reading. That's really cool. We love Leos here at TAROVERSE. Good people, great people. We have awakener and the reflection as well. And there is definitely, if it's not a romantic partner, it is someone or something. It's someone coming into your life that is going to wake you up in a new way that you don't even realize they were going to, or somebody would be able to do. Your ass is getting jolted by this person. Some of you, it could be a pregnancy, like a literal childbirth, which I picked up on before. So some of you in the collective are definitely pregger. But I feel like for like others, this is like a soul connection coming in and you're just like, whoa, wait, what? But it could be like, I see like the return of a sister, the return of a long lost family member. It's like a Lifetime movie. Regardless, there's also an aspect, and I think this is a little bit why the Seven of Swords was there too, why it's so jolting. There's an aspect of reflection here, which could be projection, which could be a lot of different things, but you will see yourself in this person. That's not necessarily a bad or a good thing. And a lot of it could be because this person does have very similar qualities to you on a soul level. But how you choose to use that energy of reflection in the other person, that's where it can become very destructive or very constructive. If you're accepting when you see your reflection in another person, you're going to like love the shit out of them. If you're not accepting of yourself, when you see your reflection in another, you're going to project all the insecurities of the shadow on that person. This is why people that haven't figured their shit out shouldn't have kids, right? But if this is in the context of a relationship or somebody coming into your life, then it could just create extreme desire. That's kind of what I'm picking up on. Let me clarify reflection. Tradition and wisdom is coming out, which is asking you to be practical. But it's showing that there's somebody coming into your life who's gone through what you've gone through as well. Which could be a really good match, right? Somebody that really meets you eye to eye, you know, on that level of mentality, spirituality, wisdom that you are at because of your own personal struggles. They will never have gone through what you went through. Nobody could do that. But energetically, it could have a very similar energetic signature to what you went through. Some of you guys went through some real shit, right? But strength coming out with all of this. If you're at a place of strength, you're meeting a partner that is going to meet you at that place of strength, whether this is in love, whether this is a new friend or a new side of you, whatever this energy is on about, it's different for all of you. It just feels very beautiful, to be honest. It doesn't feel very dark. It feels like the darkness is, you know, in the past. This is more of the ripple effect of what's coming from the strength. Before I switch decks, I recently had what do you want to call it? An experience, a session, a clearing with my beautiful healer, Susan. What she does is she works in the quantum field she picks up on your past lives. She'll tell you about that and stuff, but I don't think that's the main point that you should be going to her for. She can really help clear blockages in your energy that are just really hard to get on your own. I love going to her at least once a year for just like an energetic checkup. The same way that you would go to like a doctor physically, I like to go to her astrally and just kind of clean me out, help me out, move energy that's really difficult for me to like move on my own and stuff like that, and just kind of like get that check-in to see where I'm at energetically. She's highly intuitive, she's very gifted, and I like her so much. I was like, hey, let me give you a shout out in my video. I don't get anything for it. I just, you know, with people that I like or like decks that I like and stuff, I give it shout outs. So I will link to her in the description box, both to her YouTube as well as her website if you want to book the quantum healing session. Super cool individual, very nice person. And I remember like, especially the first couple of days after that session, I was just like, wow, you know, and then you integrate as the days and the weeks go on. And, you know, you might see subtle or very stark changes within you or within your life as well. So cool stuff, especially those of you that are on this kind of journey. If it fits in the budget, I think it is well worth it. It's got my stamp of approval. I'm a repeat customer with her. So, where to next? Couple of these guys. We got meditate, medium, garden, and herbs. This feels very grounded and very physical to me. So this is a very good time for you to be looking into the word spiritually of grounding, finding out what this means for you specifically, how you want to use that energy, and incorporate your own grounding practices into your life. This is a good time to get grounded and stay grounded, okay? It's going to help you get through any challenging times ahead. It helps you think clearly, root yourself into the earth, and just kind of like calm the energy, especially if you have a lot of it. There's a lot going on in your mind, or there's a lot going on in your energetic system. Being grounded really helps quite a bit. You can do that through meditation. There's a lot of grounding meditations. Find one that works for you, or simply just go, I don't know, go barefoot in the grass and just breathe air and just clear your mind. Don't ruminate on stuff, you know? This is a call to be grounded, but also just for meditation in general, to be able to be at peace and at one with yourself. If you can get there consciously, if you can get yourself into that habit of getting there consciously every day on purpose, having that meditative practice can be very helpful for you. For some of you, you're going to find that you have a connection with nature. You will receive messages in nature, either from your higher self or downloads in nature, or it can come from nature itself, cloud formations, birds, synchronicities, stuff like that. But there's a link here between some kind of presence on the other side and that communication coming through in nature for you. But again, with meditation and grounding and these types of messages as well, I think this is a big push for a lot of you watching to put yourself in nature somewhere and see what happens, maybe habitually or ritualistically at this point. Then finally, herbs comes up, which could be, some of you should look into herbology, or there could be like a very special medicine right now that can help you. Some of you, this may be a shamanic experience, a day out in the forest, you know, taking some of what nature has to offer you that can change your perspective on things. For some of you, it's more about finding natural cures and remedies at this time. Nothing psychoactive I'm talking about, but looking into nature or what grows around you in some way. There's something about natural healing here. These messages are always a bit nebulous for me when I pull from this deck because they're so specific for just some of you. But you can feel free to comment below about this. Timestamp your comments so people know that you're talking about this particular section with what comes to you. I'm going to pull a couple Poesis cards about this as well. Womb again, birth, stuff like that. And I also see flowers in express as well as trigger. Being grounded and being centered is going to help you creatively express yourself. There's going to be some kind of epiphany, I feel like, that comes from meditation, that comes from these walks in the park, or that comes from these herbs that you find. But it's an epiphany, it feels like, and it gives way to new ideas. A lot of you really need to look at life currently as something new is growing, and the way that you treat it now will drastically affect how this grows. And now for the tarot. Let's see what we get from the tarot. Second time we're getting strength. Eight of Swords, justice. With Eight of Swords, I see your power growing. And power here is defined as your clarity of mind and your focus. Focus is defined as the way that you're able to control and condense energy around you into something constructive, creative, or powerful that works in your favor, such as a thought form or manifestation. Listen to that sentence a couple times. There's a lot in that. It's showing just this power of control and this power of focus that you have right now with strength. You're able to aim your mind, your goals, your aspirations, and your energy at the objects and things that you want and actually hit the mark. This is where you are right now. You have justice in your life, which again is a form of luck, but it's more of a form of balancing. Justice here is showing that you're going to be seeing the truth in things. In order to do that, it requires you to see the truth in yourself and to be your true self. Again, we go back to that card of honesty, the flower. If you can't do that, if you can't be honest with yourself, forget the whole reading, click out, game over. Those of you that can, though, that are willing to admit the truth to yourself, you'll be taking off the mask right now. And that in turn will reveal everything else to you that need be revealed at this time. The Tower, the Chariot, the Ace of Cups. I feel like a relationship is imminent. It has permeated every little instance of this reading, right? So relationship, again, it could be your relationship to yourself, but I feel that's kind of already there. I feel this is romantic. The Tower at the Chariot is like lightning energy, very fast, very emotional. And again, it's happening too fast to think that it will happen or like to be able to plan on it. This is unplanned. I'm hearing unplanned love in my head, unplanned love. But there's something coming at you. Chariot could be Cancer, Strength, and by the way, Leo, Justice, Libra, if you guys want to know. But the Chariot comes with the Ace of Cups. So this is a new opportunity or a new beginning here. It's a reset in love. Structures may have to fall in order for this to come in. So this is a high quality love. It's going to match your quality, which is high quality, right? If not, it's not going to be high quality love. Depends where you are right now, I think. It's a love that will challenge you, that will be able to, Ten of Pentacles that we got with it, grow with you. And it just feels right. If there is a love that is not this quality, or a pining for someone, or like a connection that is not this high quality energy, all right, that Tower is going to sever the tie. So this may be an alarming time where you may have to just let go of some connections, some things that are just not for you, right? And that will be making way for the right one to come in very quickly, immediately almost replacing that energy. But yeah, I see like a cliff and you have to like let go of somebody, some of you. You got to say goodbye. And you'll know, like, because it's just not working. This love that I'm picking up on, this connection that I'm picking up on, it comes to you. It feels like it's working. So if something's not working, well, there's your sign. Just let go. Like, detach. Just detach. Three of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and the World. Physical side that's coming in, some of you, exercise, get in shape. Get the energy flowing, right? Take care of your body physically. That'll help you stay grounded too. Again, outdoors type stuff. The task that you have right now, where you're feeling the most difficulty as well, it seems to be with authenticity and expression. And you need to know that that's totally okay. Like, and I feel it's like about being comfortable with yourself. Expressing what you really want versus what you do. Expressing and doing what you really want to do versus your habits, if this is making sense to anybody. Changing habits, solidifying routines. There's something very physical about this, about who you are right now and how you express yourself. Look at what you're doing physically. You may want to change, add, or subtract things physically. And you just kind of want to strip it down or change it to the point of where it's feeling totally congruent and aligned with your energy, with your energetic system, where everything just feels like it's representative of you and how you want to be and how you want to live life. Now is the time to be changing these things and getting everything into alignment. You are able to do that. And then the world. Yippee. She's totally happy. She's skipping, right? And that's because she was able to get everything into alignment. She saw the truth because she was able to be honest to herself. And she realized that the right love is coming if it hasn't already hit. She's very happy here at the world, the last card in the reading. And it's coming up, as so because it's showing you exactly where this all ends. Completion, happiness. The final, result of the journey. And the journey is from birth to death, really. Like, the journey doesn't end when you feel that you've accomplished something. It just morphs and evolves with you. We're just always kind of changing, right? You never want to get into that stagnation where you just kind of like stop, that's boring, right? That just kind of feels like you give up on yourself. You always want to stay continuously authentic and creative and passionate. You always want to have that. And as long as you have that, you're always on a journey, right? And you won't feel like it if you don't have those things. It's your fiery energy, your divine feminine type energy, that kind of stuff. You want some more cards? I don't know. I think we should probably just end it here. I feel like we got the message across. One more Poesis card for you, though, before we head into the extended. The extended, I'm going to focus more on the love reading, but I will also draw questions for this. Again, check out the questions in the description box, the extended, to see where we go with this. And falling out onto the table is basically strength. Have courage. You got this. All right. Thank you very much. If you like this reading, give it a like, give me a subscribe, comment below if you fancy. All those things help the channel, as well as a channel membership to view the extended. Whatever you choose to do, I hope you do it well. And I hope you have a good life. Take care.